You know, you quit video games, you have time for some pretty strange things, like Martian anomalies and time capsules. In this video, I'm going to show you me putting together my 1,000-year time capsule for the purpose of getting studied by future-age scientists. Well, for starters, there's my waterproof, fireproof safe that I bought at Target for about $45. And I'm banking that it's also resistant to rust and crushing. It doesn't seem to be made of metal, according to the compass. It doesn't react to it, so I don't know what it's really made of, some otherly material. Even though it's waterproof, I'm also using a waterproof bag because keeping out moisture is everything. One thing I'm including is my diaries. But it's a scary thought that to have these unearthed during my lifetime, so I treated them with enamel, wood finish, and liquid latex to make the pages, to help preserve them, but to make the pages stick together so you can't read them unless you're a future world scientist. Also, there's biological samples. What's left of the thistle weeds on Mission Peak. The thistle weeds invaded and now they disappeared. Maybe by disease, I have no idea. But it contains some samples, some biological samples, 2 spiders and a fly embalmed in honey, which will last. This one has my hair. This one just has air because the atmosphere will have chemically changed. Also, the original hard drive to my computer that doesn't work anymore. And both a DVD and a thumb drive containing all my YouTube videos, including this one. And of course, something to absorb moisture. Now, I'm not going to bury this just anywhere, because it would tend to get dug up too soon. I'm not going to bury it anywhere. Instead, it's going into the dumpster to become landfill. That's the only way I can be sure it will stay buried long enough. Someday garbageologists will dig it up and discover the contents. Hopefully not within my lifetime, that's the goal. And now for the fun part, my predictions. But I have to warn you first, I never said that I'm an optimist. I think the world will get worse before it gets better. With the looming national debt and likelihood of future blunders, I don't see much future in the American superpower. I think we are going to go down like the Soviet Union. Meanwhile, China will get much more powerful. If it becomes a democracy, that's great news for the world. But if it does not, then it's a tyranny hazard. A tyrant like Kim Jong could seize power there and become aggressive. And that scares me more than anything else in the world. I also think it's just a question of time before a new deadly and contagious disease sweeps around the world, killing off a portion of humanity. It will stop overpopulation, so there's an upside to it. The survivors will inherit a more prosperous world free of poverty. Also, I believe that eventually there will be a new humanitarian school of thought, that the people not yet in this world matter too. It matters how well they are born and unto whom, which is important because most of them will be born unto the third world to live their lives in grinding poverty and misery. The liberals will not address this point. I think the conservatives just never thought of it, but I sure have. You have to modernize humanity like everything else. On the technological side, gold is the best conductor of electricity, so I think it will eventually become essential to electronics and batteries. And I believe there will someday be a gold rush to the planet Mercury. These heavy elements tend to remain close to the sun during the formation of the solar system. It has 40% gravity, just like Mars. It also has an icy North Pole, making colonization easier. Finally, I also think that the moon will eventually have to be given a real name to distinguish it from other moons. Officially, it's just called the Moon with a capital M. But as the name became a word, it will become increasingly impractical, and eventually we'll just have to christen it something else. I'm Mr. Vanilla Caramel, and you just saw me put together a time capsule.